Choose faith when you have a Wēijī. Now, you may not get what I'm talking about because of my awful Mandarin speaking skills, but trust me, faith is the right choice when you have a Wēijī. Forgive my Chinese pronunciation and interpretation, but the word Wēijī can be translated as the word crisis. Now, when I first tried explaining this to my kids, they got it immediately because I mispronounced it as wedgie. And to an 8-year-old, a wedgie is definitely a crisis. The word Wēijī literally means a dangerous critical turning point, hence the word crisis. Chinese language experts say that people have mistakenly tried to explain the word as being made up of two Chinese characters, danger and opportunity. Now, the experts explain that the word Wēijī does include the danger part, but opportunity isn't there in the definition. But while opportunity isn't found in the word itself, it is found in the choice we make in those moments when faced with the crisis. How we respond to the crisis at the turning point is the opportunity. One of the best things that ever happened to King David in the Bible was Goliath. Right there at that moment, in that crisis, was a giant opportunity for faith. It was also a giant opportunity for fear. And isn't that how it always works? There's like a fork in the road with a faith track in one direction and fear in the other, where the fear always closes off and dead ends because it leads away from God. The faith track always opens to life because it leads to Jesus. It's always our choice, and it's in that choice that we find opportunity. Opportunities to choose faith or fear are always preceded by need. What we need, what the people around us need, what the world needs. The need facing David was in the form of a giant warrior terrorizing and threatening the army of Israel. Now, when we respond to the crisis with fear, sometimes we freeze up or we flee away. Look at the Israelite army. Goliath had been coming out and challenging them for like a month and a half. Every day, coming out, yelling his challenges. Every day when faced with the giant, every single one of those soldiers chose fear and fled. In the crisis, no one did anything. Nobody made a decision or chose a direction or a strategy. Faith, on the other hand, always leads to action and provision. Action on our part and provision on God's. When everyone else was running away in fear from Goliath, David stood his ground and said, "Who is this giant that he should defy the armies of the living God?" And later on the field of battle, when Goliath was challenging him, David said, "You come against me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will hand you over to me." And that's God's provision for us. You know the rest of the story here. The 5 smooth stones, the sling, the victory for David and the Israelites. What's the rest of the story going to be for you? So look around today. Ask God to show you the needs around you, the giants, and then it's up to you. How will you respond to the crisis, the giant, the Wēijī in your life? I'm hoping you choose faith.